My name is Janel Tepp, and I am running for the Wood County Clerk of Courts office position.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Stimac, and I am running for the Wood County Clerk of Circuit Court.
I've decided to run because I've worked in the office for over 16 years and believe that I have great knowledge and ideas to bring to the office to make it a more fluent and efficient operation for not only the court staff but the public in general as well. I believe that with communication and ease of process, it will make the public's experience with our office a much more passive one and not as contentious as it has been.
I decided to run for the Wood County Clerk of Courts office because I was raised here in Wood County. I graduated from Lincoln High School in 1999. My husband and I chose to raise our family here. Our children are both attending Lincoln High School as well, and our daughter will be staying locally. I would like to work in the county that I know, love, and support. The Clerk of Courts office handles proper filing of documents, keeping a record of all court proceedings. They manage the budget for the circuit courts. They collect millions of dollars in fines, fees, and forfeitures, provide access to the public records per statutes, produce detailed reports daily, monthly, and annually, manage the budget and trial court resources. They also handle jury selection and jury duty, and they act as a liaison between the courts, state agencies such as the Department of Transportation, Probation and Parole, attorneys, law enforcement, and the general public. And they also keep the courts running efficiently and effectively.
So there's actually several main duties of the Clerk of Courts office. The first one being that we are the custodian of the record for the courts, for the circuit courts. So we need to keep track of all of the court paperwork that comes into our system, either by e-filing or by actual paper, which is still done for the pro se individual that comes in on a daily basis. Those are kept according to Wisconsin Supreme Court and Wisconsin statute guidelines for different periods of time, different years, different things like that. The next one would be the jury process and management for the court system. We get the information in a more fluent process now that the Department of Transportation has become electronic. Our system has become electronic. It gets to be a little bit easier. Try to make it easier for the individuals that need to come in and serve for jury duty. It's a much easier process. The time frame has been minimized to a 1-month period of time for 4 years, which kind of makes it easier for the public. They don't feel like they're constantly being pulled in for a jury service to help serve the community. The third important step that the Clerk of Courts office manages would be the court finances. So in any given period of time in a fiscal year, millions of dollars can come through the office based upon grants or aids given through the state, different counties, different cities, municipalities that we deal with, fines, forfeitures, bond money, anything like that has to be handled under regulation to make sure that all the processes are kept transparent. The public can come in and request information in regards to that information, or in regards to that financial process. We also, on a weekly and monthly basis, do reports, financial reports for different offices, including the county board, special committees, judicial committees that oversee our office within the county. The county treasurer also gets a monthly report as far as the money that has been intaked by our office. Monthly reports that go to the treasurer's office that dictate where the money should go. Some money goes back to the state for different criteria, court operation, victim witness, district attorney's office, different things like that, including the county, where those fines and forfeitures, or maybe a municipality, so we send back some money to the cities, different things like that. Along with that financial responsibility for the clerk of court's office position, you as that individual need to make a financial fiscal budget for the office. That includes operations, anything like that. Also working with the Judicial Committee and the board to make sure that the budget is a good guidance for what is going to happen, falls within the criteria and the guidelines that maybe the county is asking for. It could be a percentage decrease or, profitable marks that might be met in the future, and that kind of sounds funny as far as a governmental agency, but just as far as what the fines or costs or anything like that would be brought into the office on a regular basis. After that would be just court administration, and I shouldn't say just, court administration is a very important key to the court system. The clerk of court's office acts as a go-between between the judges, the district attorney's office, legal law firms, the appeals court, anything like that, and the general public. We try to give the public and the other agencies as much information as we can to make the process more fluent and make sure that everyone is knowledgeable as to what is happening, so they have the information that they need. If they come in and are not happy with maybe something that's happened, we can help them with what their next step may or may not be. Also give them the proper forms that are needed to be filed to make those next steps, or just explain the process. A lot of people in the public don't know the process. They've never had to be there before, and so it becomes kind of an anxious one for them, and they kind of are out of their element, and we try to help them understand what needs to be done so that it's not such a trying time for them. And when you can make somebody more comfortable with what they need to do, it makes the whole process for everyone simpler, easier, better communication. So this position or this office is dictated by pretty much the Wisconsin statutes. We have to follow by several different ones to help the public and the court process go through. As far as the clerk of court's office position in general, that one is specifically mandated by 59.40 in the Wisconsin statutes. That really dictates as to what the clerk of court should be doing for the office and for the county, state itself. But in general, we do need to follow by many, if not all, of the Wisconsin statutes when it comes to dictation as to the court process, what needs to be filed, timelines, and different things like that.
The clerk of circuit court's office is not allowed to give legal advice, and you will hear clerks say that quite a bit. We do have customers come in who ask the questions, and they do get frustrated when you say you cannot give legal advice. But I feel strongly that clerk of court staff should be able to help you provide additional resources to try and help you find your answer. The clerk of circuit court's office handles paternity, family, small claims, civil, criminal felony, criminal misdemeanor, criminal traffic, forfeitures, and lien type cases as well. The circuit court judges are Branch 1 is the Honorable Gregory Potter, Branch 2 is the Honorable Nicholas Brazo, and Branch 3 is the Honorable Todd Wolf.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the judges first. In Wood County, we have Circuit Court Branch 1, which is Judge Potter, Circuit Court Branch 2, who is Nicholas Brazo Jr., and Circuit Court 3, who is Todd Wolf. We also have a court commissioner by the name of Richard Weymouth, and starting next year, August of 2023, we will have a fourth branch. So we'll have a fourth judge that will be elected in the spring of 2023 to that branch. As far as the cases that the Clerk of Court's office service, we have approximately 21 different case types that we service. That can be anything from small claims to a traffic case, to family, paternity, civil matters, criminal traffic, criminal felony, all the way to foreign judgments, transcript of judgments, and administrative reviews, which would fall under the somebody had a workman's comp decision and they want to have that reviewed. All of these cases are definitely subject to change in each county. Each county is mandated not only by the Wisconsin state statutes, but also by the county rules and regulations. The judges of each county make those county rules and regulations. So in that aspect, each county can be a little bit different as far as what case types they have in each office or who supervises those case types. In Wood County, like I said, we're a little bit different than other counties. Items like the probate, guardianship, and juvenile matters are taken care of in the Branch 1 office rather than in the Clerk of Court's office. But otherwise, we do service all of the other case types within the office. Yes, timeliness is one of the most key aspects to the office. Like I mentioned earlier, we do fiscal reporting to the county. Those reports have to be to the treasurer's office by the 15th of each month. Those give information as far as the monthly accounts receivable and accounts payable to the treasurer's office, along with the monetary values that would be sent to the state or different municipalities. Timeliness is also a very big concern when it comes to filing of documents and cases. Certain things have obviously, statute of limitations, which I think a lot of people now know about, thankful to TV and the crime channels and all that kind of different stuff. Those are real. Those are things that have to be followed by. But not only that, but there are also guidelines that have to be followed by within a court suit. Small claims, for instance, if a small claims is filed, those are supposed to be heard within 30 days. If service is an issue, obviously they can try to reschedule that to attempt to get service on the individual that they're trying for. But each aspect of that has a guideline that the Clerk of Court's office has to follow by and assist those general public with that information so they are aware of what they need to follow by. There's different Wisconsin statutes that we follow by to be able to have a case heard. Divorces are filed, and if the divorces are a joint matter where husband and wife come in together, they can have a hearing set right away. However, statute dictates that there's a mandatory 120-day wait period. So there are different items like that that we need to follow by to ensure that the public is getting the correct information and the correct court date for what they're coming in for. Timeliness is also a huge factor when it comes to budget and monetary things like that. Budgeting for the office is the responsibility of the Clerk of Court, and that is something that needs to be done so that the county, the office staff, the committee, and the county all have the information and can be prepared and accepted through the budget process.
Timeliness in the Clerk of Court's office is extremely important. There are statutes that rule on how long of a time you have to respond to certain documents that are filed. For example, if a notice of appeal coming in on a case needs to be sent to the Court of Appeals within 3 business days. So if this report is not submitted by the deadline of May 15th, the court support payment will be held until the report is received and the court will forfeit its July 1st guardian ad litem reimbursement payment, which is huge for a county to not have those funds. Customer service is a big aspect of our jobs. We are the main hub for the public to come in. They ask questions about anything and everything that we have to handle. We try to direct them to the courtroom that they are looking for. We answer their questions as best as we can and provide them with additional resources that they need.
Customer service is a very huge aspect. Again, there are so many different keys to that. I believe that customer service is important because, like I mentioned before, the Clerk of Court's office is kind of the go-between between the court system, the legal system, the lawyers, the district attorney's office, and the general public, along with other governmental agencies. The key to customer service, in my belief, is that communication flow, making sure that the individuals have the proper information, the proper knowledge of where to get the information or the forms that are needed, really help make the process something a much easier, much more less anxious and contentious item for the public. And I think that is very, very important. Communication is the biggest key to that, and customer service and communication go hand in hand. I believe I am the better person for this position, not only from my 16 plus years within the Wood County Clerk of Court's office, but my accounting background and knowledge and my management experience as well. I have forged relationships with not only the court system staff, other governmental agencies within the city, within the county, within the state, that allow me to have that connection needed to make the process fluent for everyone involved, not only the court system, but the public as well. I believe that with my knowledge, I can make changes within the office so that the information is readily available and transparent to the public, so that they are not as anxious when they come in and have to deal with the court system. Not everybody is happy to be there, which is obviously, something that happens. But if you can make that process a little easier for everyone involved, I believe it will be a much more simple and relaxed process. I also believe with the knowledge that I have that I can make the communication between the court system and other agencies more readily available as well. We, on a regular basis, communicate with the Department of Corrections, which is a much necessary thing for individuals on probation or that are going through the prison system. When we can relay information and give those individuals the information that they need to maybe get on an earned release program, or given information about their process or their rights as the individual, it helps to make everyone's appreciation of the process a little bit better. I believe that with my knowledge and with the individuals that I have worked with for the past 16 years in Wood County, that this is something that I am more than capable of doing for the community. I believe that the community is really the people that matter in regards to this in our court system.
I have worked in the Portage County Clerk of Circuit Court's office now for 20 years. I started at the front counter, helping with the public and learning a little bit about every area that the Clerk of Court's office handles. After that, I was promoted to Deputy Court Clerk, where I served as the State Patrol Traffic Clerk and went into the courtroom to court clerk hearings. When our senior deputy, who also handled criminal, felony, and misdemeanors, won her election and became a Clerk of Circuit Court in another county, I was promoted to the Senior Deputy Clerk position, where I held that position for 9 years. And the last 6 years and 9 months, I have been the Chief Deputy Clerk in Portage County. I assist in interviewing, hiring, employee reviews, and disciplinary actions. I'm also responsible for training staff, both new and current. I develop office policies and procedures. I act as the backup to all staff in the office in the event that someone is absent, including court clerking duties. I still do those as well because I think it's important for a clerk of circuit court to have knowledge of every area of that office. I assist with the payroll, and I troubleshoot office policy or office technology and equipment issues. I'm also an associate member of the Clerks of Circuit Court Association here in Wisconsin. I have been on the program committee now for the past 2 years, where I help assist in the agenda items for our conferences, which are held twice a year. And I am completing the Circuit Court Executive Development Certificate next year.